Creepers! How the heck are you guys? Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're creeping with. Got the appropriate t-shirt on for today. Kind of wanted to start off in this graveyard, a little creepy cemetery for today's vlog. As of right now, June 2022, we're about halfway to Halloween. So today is gonna be a fun one. We're gonna kind of do some Halloween creeping. And I also wanted to take you guys to a now defunct full contact haunted house that, like I said, is no longer in operation, but there's a really weird kind of creepy backstory to the place. We're gonna go and see what it looks like now. I'm gonna tell you guys more about the House of Shadows. Once was pretty much Oregon's creepiest, if not scariest slash, well, I'll let you guys decide. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a creepy one. I was like seeing this big weeping willow here too. Kind of reminds me of a scene out of a scary movie. And I got the other Pioneer Cemetery here right adjacent to it. But yeah, this tree always gives me kind of creepy vibes. It is pretty too, don't get me wrong, but the weeping willow tree always kind of has that Halloween vibe. And this is not a haunted house. This place has been sitting here vacant for, oh gosh, I've lost track now, probably 4 or 5 years. And just looks downright creepy. They recently kind of boarded it up and fenced it off here because there was some folks kind of hanging around. We got the Christmas lights up though. But yeah, this place is definitely seen better days. But I always thought this would make for a great location for like a haunted house. Pretty much already super creepy. But yeah, still haven't done anything with it. I just thought I'd show it to you because it's just got those kind of Halloween vibes. This would be a great location for like a Michael Myers movie or a Jason movie. Oh. It's a sign. Plus this light. This light is haunted. You guys hear that chainsaw? Not a chainsaw. Leaf blowers and weed whackers. Could be like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre though. Alright. Behind all these bears here at the Black Diner Inn, right back in here is now a supermarket, like a Hispanic supermarket. But in 2011 until about 2019 or so, this entire building here, well, let me rewind. This was once a Circuit City as well, but for about 5-6 years, maybe 7, 8, something like that, this was the home to House of Shadows, which was a full contact haunted house. A walkthrough, an entire walkthrough haunted house that was a full contact, and you actually had to sign a waiver in order to partake. And some interesting things went down here, which caused them to close up for good. So like I said, this being one of the kind of rarer full contact, which means even before you entered, you had to kind of sign off a waiver stating anything that happened to you while you were in the haunted house, was kind of off limits. You couldn't really like press charges or any kind of things. You would basically give up your rights when you entered here. And like I said, I never actually came here personally. I showed up one night and the line was super long. It was raining. I actually talked with some of the scare actors, and it seemed really cool. It seemed like they put a lot of time and energy into this. So this isn't really my opinion of this place. This is just kind of, stating some information and things that I had researched online about them being a particular Gresham's full contact. And I kind of think that's what gave them more of a heads up than most haunted places around town. And I think a lot of folks didn't really realize what they were getting themselves into. And by that, I'll leave you here with a few comments that I found on one of the Google pages, actually, kind of talking more about this place and why folks actually really weren't too happy with it being, full contact. And by that, I'm stating that not only was it a little physical than most maybe thought, but some of the things that happen are really the reason as to why they finally closed up shop. And I'll let you guys read some of the comments here now and just kind of take them for what it is. Again, this is not my personal opinion of this place. I never actually went here. I love Halloween and Halloween haunts, so this isn't my personal opinion. But a lot of the folks that did sign the waiver and come here later on, they were upset. They were actually very upset at the fact that they felt like they were touched inappropriately, and some of the scare tactics that they used were a little overboard. And yeah, some of the comments were quite interesting. And then I also read an actual news article talking more about why they actually ended up closing. So in about 2019, basically kind of at their prime time here at the House of Shadows, they didn't expect as big as turnouts as they would. And so a lot of the folks that were coming here to kind of enjoy the show were having to wait a little bit longer than expected. They stated that the wait lines were long, which is a given. I mean, any attraction that seems to be doing well, that's kind of more so than not. But there were also some comments that were a little bit different than just that, people being kind of disappointed maybe in the service or whatever. But it got a little deeper than that. In fact, one of the workers was, I'm not sure if they were actually charged or accused or what the actual outcome was, but one of the workers was actually accused and maybe I believe even charged with assault. They stated in the article that one of the patrons of the place was going through and was kind of attacked, and one of the scare actors that were working here at the time was using a prop of some sort, an axe I believe it was, and actually kind of was doing his acting, or however you want to take it. And they said it was a little much, and it actually ended up hitting him in the mouth and chipping his tooth, and not to the point where it just chipped it, it actually broke the tooth. So the lawsuit was like $50,000 if not more, and they really couldn't afford it. There were some other things that took place and kind of just all tied it into the fact that they were getting the reputation that they really didn't want, of being a little bit more, they were hands-on. That's what people signed up for, and that's kind of what gave them the extra little niche, or whatever you want to call it, to being a little step above most haunted houses. And they backfired. They were a little too physical with the guests, and they got sued for $50,000. And I believe that was the reasoning you know, to their demise. Now, in 2019, I believe they picked up and moved over to Southeast Portland, maybe even renaming themselves, but they did have a huge amount of folks that knew about this place, and a lot of the scare actors were really good from what I saw, the Pennywise. And in fact, when I was here that night, there was a guy that was kind of he wanted to get a job here, so they would hire scare actors, and he was all dressed up as Slender Man. And he was cool. He was like, you know, the kid was already like 6'4", plus he was wearing like, you know, huge heeled shoes. And yeah, he looked just like him. I said, oh, I know what you're here for. You're probably here for Slender Man. And he says, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then I actually remember seeing an article that he ended up scaring some kids because the high school is just like a block away from here. And he was actually, you know, coming to work or coming to the interview, and ended up calling the police on him because it was reported that there was, you know, Slender Man walking around Gresham. So the place had kind of a different rep than most, and I feel like, you know, their tactics and everything worked for them, kind of getting folks in here and you know, making them aware of actually how cool haunted houses and walkthroughs can be. But maybe a little much at the end, where they maybe have taken it or pushed the envelope a little too far. So who knows? Like I said, not really my opinion, other than just stating the facts and things that I read online. So I'll let you take it for what it is, and make sure you guys let me know what you think. I myself am already super scared about, you know, haunted houses and stuff like that. So I couldn't imagine going through one pitch black and then having people actually jump out and kind of attack you as well. Or scary, or however you want to call it. But most folks, I do believe, from what I read, feel like they were being attacked. They didn't really feel like they were being just scared. They felt like more so, maybe even from what I read, some of the articles stating that, you know, sexually touched as well, like groped in inappropriate places and things like that. So thought I'd show you guys. It's now a supermarket, like I said, but this was the House of Shadows right here. You can kind of see here, if you look closely, there's these numbers here on the corner. And right here, I actually found some old-timey pictures. Well, not old-timey, but some old pictures of where they would have hung the banner up. Now you can see it's the supermarket, but they would have had their House of Shadows banner right up top here, and kind of luring folks in from the street. You could have seen it from all the way over here. And yeah, this is where it would have been, right about here, just in time for the leaf blowers. Yeah, this cat was just kind of chilling in the parking lot. He's like, what the heck is this guy doing?
I was confused, bro.
So what's so you've been here when it was the haunted house?
Yeah, I think I was about 12 or 13 when it came out, something like that. I went there once with my little sister and her friend. I got a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. So they had like a freezer or something like that, and some other shit. There was like a heated part, so they had like a cold area and like a warmer area. And so like I got thrown into a freezer, and when they picked me up, I freaked out and ended up like starting flailing my arms.
Oh, I bet.
And so you have to sign a thing saying like if they touch you or they pick you up or anything, that you can't like
can't hit back. Wow. Oh, I can't hit back even too. Wow.
Like it's all part of the experience. Otherwise you have to leave. So when I started kicking my arms and flailing, he stopped and he was like, if you don't stop, we have to let you go.
Oh, so at least he informed you.
Yeah, he informed me, he told me, but he was kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. When he threw me into the freezer, it was kind of rough. And it was scary. So, yeah, I was little when it first came out.
That's cool. Well, hey man,
go again, but
nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they that was kind of what set them aside. You know, a lot of the folks like that, and then some folks were like, that might be a little much. Like if you, like you said, the guy was picking you up, and you were like, what the heck, dude?
No, it was really scary.
I bet.
Definitely actually scary.
I bet. Yeah, I give them props because they had to kind of push the envelope to make it to that next level. But like I was telling you, the one guy got his tooth knocked out, so a little far. But hey, bro, thanks for your time. I appreciate you sharing your info. Nice meeting you. All right, and our final stop for today's little halfway to Halloween action is the Books Around the Corner store. They've got this little free library here, and I love the orange and black. But this is the home to, by appointment only, Books Around the Corner, which is kind of like a year-round creepy bookstore. I was looking online. In fact, we have kind of made arrangements here in the future to meet up with the folks that put this display on. We came by about a week ago and saw Mike Bennett's pumpkins, which I'm hoping to get down to his Dino Landia soon too. But we talked with the owners on Instagram, and hopefully we can get in soon and check it out. But I wanted to kind of incorporate this spot into today's halfway to Halloween, because it's always decked out here with Halloween. And definitely leave links to their Instagram as well. And hopefully we can get in soon. They said they have open houses, I think twice a month. And so coming up here at the end of the month, hopefully we'll get in and tour. And they've got it decked out really cool on the inside. It's basically like a little bookstore, but Halloween, a lot of creepy goodness. And so I wanted to kind of end here just to kind of tie it all together. And yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be touring there soon. But that's going to do it for this little halfway to Halloween creep. And I do appreciate you guys as always for tuning in and creeping with. And if you haven't yet, you can hit that little red subscribe button down below. That will dial you in to be a creeper today. Yeah, guys, Halloween is coming. I know we still got a while, but I am excited. This year is going to be awesome. And make sure you guys ring that bell. That way when we do creep, you guys will be the first to creep. Until next time, I love you guys very much for always creeping with. Did I say ring the bell down below? That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. Till next time, creeper out for now. Peace.